Welcome back to the channel. We got Halloween's Irish origins. And yeah, y'all know if y'all been here, if y'all been subscribed, y'all know I definitely love Halloween. Right now I am pet sitting, so the environment is pretty different. But I'm excited because this client is decorated. I mean, it just the front of her house, everything looks phenomenal. She's ready. She's ready for the Halloween celebrations. So yeah, with that being said, what's smoking on my dragons? Divine righteous almighty greats overachieving, never slacking. Let's fly over to Ireland and let's figure out these Halloween Irish origins. Original link in the description if I didn't say it already. This is from Now. This is Impact's channel, and here we go.
Is Halloween more Irish than St. Patrick's Day? Well, the latter might be the more recognizably Irish of the two, but the Halloween traditions and customs we know and love today are believed to have emerged from the Irish throwing the ultimate party, known then as Samhain, long before St. Patrick even arrived in Ireland. Widely regarded as the Celtic New Year, Samhain...
Hold on, because she's going fast. She's going very fast. But she said that these Samhain celebrations were happening, let's start there, long before St. Patrick even came around. So these are ancient traditions. Take away the spookism, take away the fear, take away all of what you're thinking about right now when you think about, horror and all that cool stuff, but not so cool stuff at the same time when it gets scary for a lot of people. But take away the spookism and look at the tradition, right? Look at the tradition.
The ultimate party, known then as Samhain, long before St. Patrick even arrived in Ireland.
Keyword, Samhain. Samhain.
St. Patrick even arrived in Ireland. Widely regarded as the Celtic New Year, Samhain marked the transition between the light half of the year that was full of bountiful harvest and the cold, dark winter. The pre-Christian Celts living in modern-day countries like Ireland and Scotland believed that during this transitional period from October 31st to November 1st, the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead became weaker and less stable. This meant that the dead could temporarily return to Earth. Now, the souls of lost loved ones might be welcomed back for the night, but if they could mingle with the living, then so could evil spirits. In other words, it was believed ghosts, banshees, fairies, and other dark entities roamed freely on October 31st.
Okay, let's stop it there. So, from October 31st to around November 2nd, this is why October 31st is known as Hallows Eve, right? Um, this is right before what's known as the Day of the Dead in Mexico. You get all these different traditions that has to do with honoring those that are no longer here. Yes, as she stated, there can be all type of spirits come through when that veil get thin. So you want to protect yourself, but at the same time, that doesn't mean you demonize this tradition either, because a lot of people do that.
Became weaker and less stable. This meant that the dead could temporarily return to Earth. Now, the souls of lost loved ones might be welcomed back for the night, but if they could mingle with the living, then so could evil spirits. In other words, it was believed ghosts, banshees, fairies, and other dark entities roamed freely on October 31st. During Samhain, the Celts lit bonfires to ward off evil and put on masks and disguises to deceive any unwelcome spirits. Some even left out peace offerings from their harvest or carried treats in their pockets to persuade various Celtic monsters to leave them be, like the shape-shifting puka, the headless death rider known as the Dullahan, or the fairy host. Early jack-o'-lanterns made of carved turnips and other...
Hold on, she just said some stuff that I definitely would like to research myself, as far as those beings, the headless,
any unwelcome spirits. Some even left out peace offerings from their harvest or carried treats in their pockets to persuade various Celtic monsters to leave them be, like the shape-shifting puka, the headless death rider known as the
headless death rider. And then obviously over here, I wonder if that has anything to do with influencing the Sleepy Hollow. I wonder.
Dullahan, or the fairy host. Early jack-o'-lanterns made of carved turnips and other vegetables also helped the Celts light their way in the night and hopefully scare off some of the darker entities. Even trick-or-treating has Irish roots, as the Celts were said to go door to door during Samhain to offer prayers for their neighbors' lost loved ones in exchange for gifts and food. As Christianity spread throughout Celtic lands, though, the Church attempted to Christianize pagan celebrations like Samhain and renamed the festival days All Hallows Eve and All Saints' Day. The original traditions never fully died, though, and were eventually brought to America by Irish immigrants fleeing the Great Potato Famine. There, they continued to evolve over the decades into the kind of spooky goings-on we see today. So,
if you're a web designer,
cut off. But let me just say, a big thanks to those Irish immigrants. them Irish folks that came over for the potato famine. Obviously, there was a lot of indentured servitude going on. They brought a lot of culture with them. They definitely did. Especially like when you look into certain um, islands on the Caribbeans and certain cultures over there, you'll see that there were certain things from the Irish that were where cultures were intertwined and blended, just a combination of different things because they both was on like plantations together due to slavery and indentured servitude. So I got a lot of respect for Irish, true Irish culture, that true magical Irish culture. I think is very beautiful, and I've always felt so connected to just the whole Halloween tradition. Just I love honoring those that are forgotten and no longer here. So that just always I was gravitated towards that. That's just me. That's what's in my spirit. Um, and obviously, like I said, that is very important to protect yourself. To protect you. This is a very short but informative video. Very informative. It's super important to protect yourself. Super important to as they did. Scared off evil spirits or unwanted energies, and did their ceremonies, their rituals. And the problem is people, they tend to hear things like this ritual ceremony, and they get, it's like this fear in them. But it's like when you go to church, they're doing ceremonies. They're doing, when you eat the blood of Christ, when all that ceremonies, rituals. You know what I'm saying? It's all ceremonies and rituals. So that's just something that humanity can't really run away from because it's a part of who we are. But the problem throughout history is people will take something, even if it's influenced by another culture, but they'll demonize that, right? That'll be demonized, and then oh no man, the things they don't understand, they demonize it more, and so humans have did a lot. They did a lot of taking and demonizing. But shout out once again to all those them Irish folks, the magical Irish folks out there, because love that magical culture for sure. And I really do like this video because it is very, like I said, informative, and she fit a lot into a minute and 29 seconds here. I mean, oh, let me turn on that volume.
Come back for the night, but if they could mingle with the living, then so could evil spirits. In other words, it was believed ghosts, banshees, fairies, and other dark entities roamed.
And I know with during the Mexican American Wars, when Irish folks, when they were getting treated really bad, and a lot of them escaped and was able to join and fight with the Mexicans. Um, I bet you they brought a lot of this over there too. I bet you there was a lot of culture blended, for sure, for sure. With that being said, the original link in the description. That was Halloween's Irish origins. Much love, and I'll be back with more soon. Enjoy your day, everybody.